Twitch was muted. We'll give everybody some time to come in.
Am I supposed to am I supposed to have like my contact information? I'm supposed to be able to give a little blurb at the end.
I have your LinkedIn already up there, and then I have a QR code to your webinar that people can scan and join. So
okay,
we can. I'll sort of give a little PSA to people if you want to give your email or any other way to reach out to you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to try to see if I can get some more women to about my I Vote for Me campaign.
Oh, perfect.
Going on.
Yeah.
And just have some people join on the Facebook page. That was it. That
awesome.
was the only additional item.
Cool. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And they can find me on any social media under Queen She Visions. So that was the only 2 announcements.
Okay, perfect. We will definitely touch on those. All right, give everybody a few minutes to jump on here. Oh, Tom is on, our fearless co-host. He has graciously handed over the reins. If anyone is joining, I am a new face. I've chatted with Tom a few weeks ago, and he so graciously let me do a female takeover here. So
yeah, I think it is. Look, we need it these days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to represent.
I bet it is weird, Tom being on the other side of it. He's just getting to watch. He gets to relax. Hopefully you have a nice drink in your hand. You don't have to do anything. All right. Cool. Give everybody some time.
Good.
Yes.
A little notes here for the.
Gosh, I was a little nervous here in Texas. It's 106 is what my watch says at the moment, and I was worried our power. They were like threatening some rolling blackouts, but looks like we're going to keep our power for the day, which is nice.
That would have been a little scary.
A little toasty.
Oh, yeah, because it can happen, right? That's the thing. With virtual, when you're doing stuff online, you never know what the weather.
The minute the power goes out, you're like, oh, that's my whole world is gone now.
That's it. That's it. We are stuck.
Look at all these people joining. So excited to have all these people jump on. Dude Free IT Show. Yes, we are pumped as well. This is Ladies' Day.
Yes.
Hey, Amanda. Amanda's so good I'm excited to meet you on Friday. I think we have our first call. Ben Brennan, my fearless leader, partner in crime. Cool. It is just, this is fun watching everybody jump on. I've never been a big Twitch user before.
My son is so funny. I don't know if I told you, but yeah, my son was like, I told him I was going to be doing a Twitch interview on Twitch. He was like, what? The old people are on Twitch now? I'm going to have to move on.
I had to call my 14-year-old brother at one. I have a half brother who's 14, and I was like, I need to know what Twitch is and how to turn it on.
He was the first person to tell me. He was like, it's for gamers, Mom. I was like, nope, you're right. I don't. I used to.
Right?
Tommy days.
Right? But I was like, I know a good duck hunter, right?
When it was easy, not all the hold this down and at the same time and you do this and that was just too much.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Joystick, that's it. I can work with those. Give me a gun.
Yeah, now it's.
I can shoot. I can do that.
The basics. Give me the basics. But yeah, this is so fun. I was like trying to get all this. I feel like I have like a command station here. This is like
very. That's fun.
Yeah. So.
I need to get my stuff set up. I don't know.
I know it's always like, how much is too much? Yeah, there you go, Tom. Right, all the different commands there.
What you laughing at?
I'm watching the chat come in, and Tom is like trying to. He's talking to us. But,
Oh,
So it's
okay.
nice, so people can chat in, but they can't say anything. So we can basically
Come
keep
home and
people
say
muted.
hello.
But got another about 5 minutes here. We'll
Yeah.
let people roll on in.
Yeah.
See what kind of crowd we can get. Let's see if we can like break a record. Tell your friends, everybody, if they haven't, if they're not in here.
Yeah, we're gonna break a record.
Tell
I
them
already
we
have
need
people.
some people in here.
Yeah, I sent out I already pre-scheduled reminders on my Facebook page, so they should be getting something like 2 minutes right before.
That's the way to do
time
it.
to remind them. Mm-hmm.
That is the way to do it.
What you read? You gotta tell me.
I just gotta read it out loud to you. So, Tom, who co-host, and my boss Ben, are discussing the beverages that they're having while they watch us take this on.
Nice. What are they having?
And we got a bourbon. See, a bourbon, baby, which I love.
Should have got my glass of wine.
No, I kind of thought I didn't know if this was gonna be a wine-friendly chat.
Happy hour.
It should be. It's late everywhere except for on the West Coast. Our West Coasters are still getting through the workday.
Somewhere. It's happy hour.
That is fair. It is always happy hour. So I am definitely. There'll be a glass of wine with my name on it after this for sure.
Oh, me too. Me too.
something a little cooler because it is toasty.
Yeah.
Toasty. Oh, we got someone having some ice cream. I'm jealous of that. I could use some of that. And I've also got my dogs. I'm like trying to keep him from snoring. He's laying right under my feet. So if you hear Labrador snores, Merle is out here hanging out. He's generally pretty good when I'm on a call. So all the dogs of IT.
Yes, I know. I remember sometimes when we're sitting on things, we see cats and everything, everything on, when people go on camera.
Yep. Cats, kids, dogs, all kinds.
Little kids.
Yeah. I was talking to a client the other day, and his 3-year-old had a pretty epic meltdown in the middle of our call, and he was laughing. He's like, "There's nothing I can do." He's just like, "We're just gonna have to roll through this." He said, "I can't negotiate with terrorists, and we're just gonna have to roll through this meeting." It's like, that's fine. Gonna take what you can get. All right, about another 2.5 minutes here. Get everybody on. This is good. Cool. To see. Tom, you'll have to tell me how I do on my ad read, how I do on getting all the nuts and bolts of the show running. So.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. I'm a great. I consider myself a really. I pay attention and I read you, so it's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be like just a conversation.
Just like our conversation yesterday, which I could have sat and kept going forever. It's like 30 minutes was not enough time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you have a great background. So someone just said, I love Sherry's background. So yes, we're going to dig all into it. It's going to be like Sherry and I are trying to figure out how to keep this at 15 minutes. So sorry guys, if we go 16, 17 minutes, because we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, I will try to go. I will try to get through as much as I can.
Yeah. And for all the people who've been watching the show for a while, we have some updated graphics, some updated music by our biggest fanboy, Ben Brennan. So you have to let us know what you think of the opening music soundtrack. To let us know what you think of any of the new graphics we put on.
I love that.
Yeah, we have an original score. This is actually an old song that I've listened to Ben play for many, many years. So I asked if I could steal it, and he said yes.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll play through the Zoom, but once we record it, you'll have to go back and watch it.
Well.
All right, 30 seconds here, and then we will get started.
I like that countdown.
I know, right? This is that is Tom's good addition, so makes things great. All right, Oh yeah, okay. So the music won't play on the Zoom. That's all right. We'll have the YouTube be saved in the archives forever. All right. I hope everybody's ready. All right. Very excited. Here we go. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to this week's chapter of HDI live stream. We are so excited to have all of you joining us today. You know I'm a new face to some of you. My name is Maddie, and we're really excited to have you here on this all-female chapter of HDI live stream. Just a quick programming note. We are brought to you today by Robert Half Talent Solutions. Robert Half provides highly skilled IT professionals to keep your business running. So couldn't be anything more important at this time. The market is competitive for both hirers as well as job seekers. And it's a crazy world out there. So Robert Half can help you get through all the madness. So if you go to the website here at the top of the screen, roberthalf.com/technology, you can find great candidates. And if you're on the other side of that, a job seeker, you can find open roles. So go take a look. They not only have the ability to help you find roles, there's also great resources around having a competitive salary, making sure that you're asking the right amount. So please take the time to get out there and go visit our friends over at Robert Half. So with that being said, let's kick off today's show. We are so excited to welcome Sherry Burton to the live stream. I'm going to read her bio in full because it is so interesting, and we're not going to be able to cover all of it, but I think it's just so wonderful what she's accomplished. So for Sherry, finding herself in her 40s, divorced, single, separated from her immediate family, and living in a basement surrounded by her belongings, she knew that she had a purpose in life and deserved to live a fulfilled life. At that moment, she made the choice to love life and do the work necessary to transform her life into living a happier, healthier, and more productive life. She realized that life was happening for her, not to her. Also, she realized that having a creative outlet was life-saving. Sherry is known as your creative health coach and Queen She, which I love. She was born in Newport News, Virginia, the only child. She is a technical analyst at Thirdera and has been an IT professional for over 25 years. She has a quote that states, "Don't let the job title fool you," and is an advocate for youth and mental health. So outside her role as a ServiceNow technical analyst at Thirdera, Sherry is an expert in helping women over 40 learn how to live life with purpose. She received both her health and life coaching certificates from Health Coach Institute. She's a published author, online talk show host, inspirational speaker, recording artist, and video creator. She was a guest on the iHeartRadio podcast that has over 50,000 listeners and 50 million downloads. She hosted an online health and wellness talk show called Creative Living with Syndicated Network Studios. Sherry uses all forms of media to promote health and wellness workshops, talks, and speaker appearances to discuss the benefits of living a decluttering lifestyle, living a creative life, and other holistic practices. She provides one-on-one customized service programs. Sherry, it is so awesome to talk to you today.
Thank you so very much for having me. Just listening to you read that, I was just like, oh, that's me. Like, I accomplished those things. It made me feel so good. So thank you to your team. Thank you, HDI Local Chapter, for giving me this opportunity to share with others so that they can get to this place where they're living a fulfilled life.
Yes, no, absolutely. And, the amount of things you've accomplished, we can go in so many different directions here. I think it is so incredible what you've been able to do. But the biggest thing that stands out to me and what really caught my attention, why I raised my hand as like, I must interview this person, is you're bringing creativity to what some people consider a not so creative part of an organization. And I think it's so fascinating. I am not an IT, my background is not in IT, but I really love jumping in and seeing, what changes and what impacts can be made and what I can bring in from a customer success perspective. So tell me, tell me how you decided to bring creativity into your workspace. We'll talk a little bit about, I guess we should start with, what do you define as creativity? And then we can talk about how you brought it into the workplace.
Thank you so much for asking that question, because a lot of people that I run across, when I say, oh, just be creative, find a creative outlet. And the first thing they say is, I'm not creative. I don't sing. I don't, dance. I'm not good at all these other big things that you normally see celebrities or people doing with talents like artists and things like that. And I'm like, no, creativity is in your life. We were created. We are created.
Yeah.
Even from birth, we are created. So we are part of creation. So we are placed here. We have so many things that in our life that we don't even think of as being creative, but it is. And the reason, like you said, the creative outlet was a way for me to de-stress. It gives me an opportunity to free up my mind. When you're doing something that makes you feel good, it just kind of like makes you feel good and you're more open for more good things to come your way. So the same thing about creativity is really just it's a valuable, it's something that you do on a regular basis that is like a task or resolving any type of issues, but it's just whatever you feel that you're coming up with something different.
Yeah.
It's doing something different. That is what I consider creativity, is imaginations. It's if you just think of when you was a child. Think about when you were a child.
Absolutely.
And how much you just come up with things. I remember my cousins used to come over and we used to go, I couldn't ride outside my yard when I had a bike. Okay. And we would ride around the house and we would take leaves from a tree and leaves that were on the ground. And based on the different sizes of the leaves, we considered that the different money. It represented money. If it's a $20 bill, if it's a $1 bill. And then someone would stand around a corner and pretend that they were like a toll booth and you had to pay them money. So just being creative, we have that in us from a childhood. So anytime I tell people, if you just think back at what were the things that you really enjoyed doing as a child?
Yeah.
If it's coloring, if it's hula hooping, if it's drawing, it just creating some type of play or a skit in your mind.
Yeah.
Just sit down and do that as an adult. It gets those creative juices flowing. And I'm going to give you plenty of ideas today.
Perfect.
What you can do.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's what I consider creativity.
Yeah. No, you brought up a great one yesterday and you actually had me thinking, because I always, I talk to my boss all the time. I'm like, you're the creative one. I'm, more on the operation side. And so you had me really thinking about it. And I kind of went back and looked through my calendar of all the time that we had marked off where we have sort of time marked off for visionary conversations where we talk about the future. And I'm like, oh, those are creative outlets. That's us being creative and using our imagination. And it made me kind of rethink about some of the meetings that I have scheduled and think, how do I prioritize these more and make sure that I'm like getting the most out of those meetings, because they really are so important.
Yes, and I think the other thing when it comes to workplace and incorporating creativity is when you're in those meetings, when you're having conversations, if you just sit back, it's almost like the diversity, right? Everybody's talking about diversity. And it's true. Diversity is like giving other people the opportunity to express and share. And then you come up with a creative product or a creative idea. You sit in a room, but the first thing of being creative is just sitting back, and you got to listen to others in the meeting, because the more ideas, I'm going to share this one quote that I found I think fits perfectly with that. It was by Thomas Edison, and it is, to have a great idea is to have a lot of them.
Love that.
So it takes multiple
Love
people.
that.
So we do that all the time at work when we're collaborating. It's being creative, but we do have to listen, and we have to have that active listening ear on so we can hear other people's ideas, because then off of their ideas, it causes you to think of something else, and then you just build on it and you just create something. So I enjoy those moments when you're collaborating and everybody's sharing and everybody feels comfortable, giving their suggestions and ideas, no matter how silly it is that you may think it is, but it is worth it. Just throw it out there. No matter what it is, just say, hey, this just came across my mind. I think it should be blue. somebody else, no, green. Oh, well, you know what? What about blue and green? You know, you
Absolutely.
know, we can come together and make those decisions. So networking is one of those ways at work that we actually can include creativity and have that creative vibe going on a regular basis.
And that's a great segue. So, for a lot of these IT organizations who may not do much collaboration, right? It tends to get very siloed, especially a lot of the customers I talk to. We had a great meeting a few minutes ago with a company that brought in all their IT leaders from all different parts of the IT organization into one meeting and had this really sort of cool meeting talking about experience and how their experience was landing and things they could do to improve. But if your company isn't in a collaborative workspace at the moment, what are some things you can do to help sort of foster that, especially maybe in these remote times when we're not all in the office and you can't just swing by someone's desk?
Oh my goodness. There's a list of things that you can do, okay? Not being in the same office.
Yeah.
There's so many different activities, games that you can play virtually to get those creative juices and to collaborate with one another. If there is not someone else is not doing it, then you be the one.
Love that. Take the initiative.
And create something. There was an event, I think it was Black History Month passed, and I was like, hey, I don't see anything happening. So let's come up with an idea. Let me ask people within your group, say, hey, do you want to participate and put something together? Would you like to have a happy hour? Would you like to just have like a group for women that have that's taking care of family members? Just come up with something, and then you can create those things and meet with people. So you be the person to be part of the change, and that will get you feeling good at the place that you're working. When you have like other things going on that makes you feel good, where you're serving others, then that is going to make you feel better about just life. It's going to also open up more opportunities, and you will start attracting more of what you want in your life.
Definitely. That's so important. I think such a great call out, and things that we forget about. You get into the day-to-day of work and you kind of like, you get through your day and you're like, oh, what, who have I talked to today? What have I done?
And yes, and another thing I want to share is that there's some other ways that you can kind of implement the creativity in the workplace that I want to share.
Awesome.
And of course, one of the things is if you're just sitting by yourself and say you're not that person that want to reach out and put something together, then just take a break from time to time and just listen to your favorite old school song and get up and dance.
Love that.
That is being creative. That's an outlet. Music is definitely something that actually helped me throughout my life, to go to that favorite piece of music or something that will uplift me and make me feel good and just be silly sometimes. Also, decluttering your workspace. Your workspace that you're working in, that is a form of being creative, because you're like, oh, you know what? Let me move this object over here. No, that doesn't look good over there. Let me try something else. Oh, let me add a little color here. All of that is being creative. So decluttering your workspace, rearrange your workspace from time to time. Let it be different. And by having that is going to open up and make you be more receptive and have more ideas at work. And it will keep you in a calm place. So you're responding when things are going crazy, and you can be a little bit more calm because your area that you're working in is not chaotic and it's not cluttered. So that is another way, and a really, really easy thing that you can do to get the creative juices flowing during your workday.
Love that. Love that. So we have a few minutes left here. So I want to make sure you talk a little bit more about, what are ways that you can, if you want to end with current ways to practice creativity in the workspace, or any more tips you have. You gave me a great tip last night about getting those creative juices flowing about, you said if you're cooking, try a new spice, just bring something new to the table.
Try something new. Always have something, even if it's just coloring. There's so many adult coloring books. Right?
Yeah.
There's adult coloring books that we can have.
Love that.
So you can have coloring books. There's all types of puzzles, but just take a break from time to time and do something creative. Try something new. Remember taking a friend who said they were not creative and couldn't paint, but even though the painting it didn't look like a giraffe. they still had a sense of pride for even trying it to paint and then making time for their self. So just doing something, journaling is another key thing that you can do. Writing down notes at the end of your day, at the beginning of your day, just jotting down and writing down what I feel good about. All of those things are creative ways to get your juices flowing and also helps you have a more productive day. Some of the other benefits of the making connections with other people too is another thing, like the networking.
It's great.
And then just experimenting and not being afraid of failure is a way of being creative. When we were young, we could just try things and we weren't afraid if we couldn't jump rope correctly. We would keep trying.
That's true. Right? Yeah.
Well, let's keep doing that as adults. Don't be afraid that you're going to look like you're not smart enough or you're not intelligent enough. No, that is part of being creative. And also that's part of just loving who you are and knowing who you are and being okay, because that's how we learn. So creativity is like one of my favorite areas to talk about. And I could go on and on and on. But I do have an action item that I could give everyone to do.
We would love that.
Okay, so the action item I would like to challenge everyone that's watching and listening to the replay is called the Circle Challenge. It's very easy. You can do it with your teams. This is something you can do as a group.
Love this.
And it is 30 seconds long. That's it. So what you want to do is you want to draw 20 circles for 30 seconds. Okay? Separate circles. And for each of those circles, you want to turn it into a unique picture before the time ends.
Okay.
This exercise forces you to think about the same thing in a different way. So repeat it periodically to see how your thoughts change over a period of time.
Oh, that's a great one. Ben, I'm going to make you do this tomorrow. This is going to be our Monday, what's tomorrow? Thursday, our Thursday meeting. We're going to be doing this exercise.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I love this. Well, like I said, this was so hard to keep in 15 minutes. I really enjoyed, Terri, talking to you. What I have up on the screen now is Sherry's LinkedIn, so please go out, connect with her. She's an amazing person to talk to. You can learn so much in such a short period of time. There's also a QR code to another webinar that she's going to be hosting in a few weeks. So please make sure you sign up for that and join and just collect as much information as you can, because I promise there is no bad information you can get from Sherry. It is so interesting, so great. Any other parting announcements or any other ways people can reach out to you if they want to get involved in your coaching or anything else?
You can find me on almost all the social media under Queen She Visions, if you just search for that. Also, I have a private Facebook group for women. It's a women's movement called I Vote for Me, for women to join. There's a lot of events that's going on. We need to stick together, and it's all about supporting women and inspiring women to love themselves and self-care. And then I also have a podcast that you can find on Spotify or Anchor. It's called I Am Positivity. And again, I just want to say, see it plus believe it equals create it. And thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for this opportunity.
No, thank you so much for making my first ever live stream debut so easy and so great. I really appreciate it. To the HDI team, I really appreciate you guys letting me do this takeover. Tom, thank you for passing me the reins for today. And we will see you next week. Tom will be back next week taking over, but hopefully you'll see my face a few more times in the future. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a great night.